So let's start with Mary Katherine and Ratha. So Ratha, this is years ago, before you came to the Eggfort Adventuring Academy. Your parents have been assigned to LNL, the capital of the sovereignty of High Court. They are the Elven Fleet representatives, ambassador. Your father is the ambassador type to the High Court. So you've lived in LNL for most of your adultish life. As you were growing up, your parents were around, but your mother has been sickly for most of your life. So we'll have a little bit of a scene with you talking to your dad about going off to school. Give us a little description about what Ratha looks like.
She's an elf, so she has red curly hair. She has like this black streak on, like, think basically Rogue from X-Men, but it's like black. And it's like you can kind of tell that it's like starting to go further along her hair. Like this is not like an intentional dye. It's like something's going on with her hair. She's fairly tall, like 5'10". You can tell she has nice clothing, very like pent up, proper kind of stuff going on. Doesn't have like a ton of accessories though, just very like by the books, clean cut, and all that kind of stuff. So
nice. Okay. So you are talking to your father the day before you go off to school. Ratha, your father meets you in the study, sits down with you. He says, "Well, Ratha, I'm sorry your mother cannot join us. She is having a little bit of a lie down in her bedroom. So tell me again, you're going off to study to be what is it?"
Oh, a druid.
A druid, yes. And this is a some sort of spellcaster, I gather.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could say that. I'll be able to transform into other things.
Oh, right. So some transformation magic and spellcasting. Very well. And you want to go to the Adventuring Academy to learn to be this druid. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I've heard that they have some of the best teachers that can teach druids, that all of their professors have seen all sorts of different creatures, and some of the best professors that I know of they're able to just transform into these large creatures and see all sorts of things, and they've traveled all the other different places, so I think it'll be the best option for me.
Oh, well, if they're the best, then that's where you need to go, Ratha. Absolutely. I don't know this academy, although it's here in town, but we will pay the tuition and make sure that you get the best education that you can. Absolutely.
Thank you.
And we'll be right here in the city, so hopefully you'll come in and have dinner with us every end of the weekday.
Oh, I absolutely plan to. Mm-hmm.
Ah, wonderful. Well, great, Ratha. We will enroll you, and we will make you a druid. All right. So you 4 years ago enrolled in the Adventuring Academy. When you got to your senior year, at one point you were off prowling through some ruins, Ratha, you and another of the seniors, Jim, sort of on like an unauthorized excursion, but you know, you guys are adventurers. Like they expect you to do unauthorized things. And in the process of that, got attacked by a bandaged zombie creature and contracted some horrible disease. So you missed out on the senior year project. You recovered, fortunately, and Eggfort, the principal, has told you that you can still graduate on time if you make up your senior year project after graduation with some sort of grand adventure.
All right.
All right, the rest of you have gotten back from your senior year project. Kara, do you want to summarize for us what the last session was about? What did you guys do?
Sure. So we, oh gosh, last session was when we first encountered the boss battle. So we had a giant bug-like thing that we attacked that was occasionally summoning smaller zombie skeletons to attack us. So Gyrfalcon, you were attacked by a bunny for most of the session.
Yeah, I heard about that.
It was very incessant on nibbling on you.
Nibbling his ankles.
We managed to kill it, and then Aezsh picked up the giant rock meteorite and stuck it in his ring. And we are not sure how we're going to get that out, but that's there. And then the giant dead bug disappeared. So we made camp and then broke down a bit of the satellite that it was building out of like woods and sticks and stuff, and made our way back to town to rest and everything. I don't think anything significant happened in town though.
We spoke with the guy back in town who was like the former graduate.
Right. The old wizard guy.
Garson. He's like the older elderly man who gave a scroll of Find Familiar as a reward.
Belloryn did briefly die, just for a second, not fully.
Oh yeah, he did go down.
Just like you did get to 0, but then you came back up to 1.
Excellent. Okay, so you guys take the bus back to the capital city of LNL and report back to Arthur Eggfort, the principal of the Eggfort Adventuring Academy. You go into the academy, you and the students, as well as Jeremiah. You go up to Eggfort's office door, knock on the door. He greets you. He is a fairly short, like 5'2", human male, dark black skin, completely bald. You know that he is a wizard of some power. You guys are unsure of his actual prowess. He doesn't tend to do much instruction as the principal, and he usually just like gives the students their adventuring tasks and sort of monitors them, etc. So he waves you into a conference room and has you sit down, and he sits kind of at the edge of his seat. Ah, excellent. Adventurers, tell me, seniors, how did your senior project go?
Oh, it went fantastic.
Nobody died permanently. So
amazing. That's at least a pass. And you made it back in time. So assuming you brought back what you were supposed to, that will be a high pass score for you.
Excellent assumption.
I got it right here. And I hold up my hand.
Okay. Yes. So the Navy gave me to understand that it was some sort of crash object, like a meteor or something like that. So it's in here. I got to get it out. Aezsh. Okay, well, it's wonderful. Why don't you go ahead and bring it out for us?
It's really heavy. I might need a little help, but
I gotcha.
We actually thought you might like to do the honors, being that you weren't out adventuring with us. You might enjoy taking this out of the ring.
Well,
yes.
That would be great if you could do that, but I think I'm the only one that gets to go in there right now.
Oh.
It's kind of heavy. Maybe someone could cast like a enhance ability on me, or to buff up my strength, something like that, or a enlarge reduce to enlarge me to make me stronger. If I don't know, I can't cast it. I don't think any of us can cast that high level spells. But if you could, that would help me a lot because it's really heavy.
Belloryn.
Bro, I'm asking the professor or the Arthur.
Gotcha.
Oh well, I mean, this is part of your assignment. So.
Oh, okay. If that's it, then I can do it. It's just going to take me a while. I'll just keep trying until I can pick it up. I'm sure I'll get it eventually.
Well, I await with bated breath.
All right. Anybody have like a weightlifting belt or something so I don't strain my back? That'd be great.
I pull out something. Oh, I use this all the time in the training ring. Here you go.
I like cinch it up. Okay. Wish me luck. None of y'all can. I don't think anyone here has a blessing they could give me or anything like that. So I guess I'm gonna just go try this.
Good luck.
All right.
No bards, no clerics, nothing.
Yeah, we don't have a bard or. Do we have any bard or cleric friends who weren't on this assignment who we could like bring in to?
Well, there aren't any clerics. They don't.
That's true. But,
all right.
Do we have any bards or?
Your senior classmates that the Eggford told you had mummy rot. One of them is a spellcaster. The other is a druid. So as far as you know,
the druid could potentially cast guidance.
Yeah, that is totally true.
If there's a bard, they could potentially give me an inspiration. That's about it. If
there's no bard, but you know, at least your classmate Ratha that Eggford said was sick.
Is she present right now?
She is not present, but you could ask Arthur if you want to bring her.
Oh, okay.
An inspiration point you can have.
That would be amazing.
There you go.
So can I get Ratha in here? Because I think she might be able to help me get this out. Is that allowed?
Oh yes, she'll need to do a makeup project, but we can absolutely bring her in to.
Yeah, that would be great.
Help you with this assignment. So yes, he casts a spell. Ratha, you're in your dorm room. You get a message into your mind of Ratha, please come to Arthur Eggford's conference room study immediately.
All right, what's going on? I get out of bed, put on my jacket, go button up, chuck some water and hard up there.
You just got out of the hospital yesterday too, so.
Oh, okay, so I'm not very spry right now. Okay, so I barely get out of bed and sluggishly put on my coat. I don't even bother to button up. I just kind of oh, what does he want? And then slowly make my way there.
All right, you're making your way. In the meantime, Eggford says to you, so tell me, what transpired? What heroics did you do? What challenges did you overcome? Tell me all about your adventure.
There were lots of pixies.
They were delicious, but they are assholes.
And annoying. Jeremiah is an amazing shot. He just doesn't miss.
Oh, wonderful, yes. Professor Jeremiah, who is in fact in the room.
I would like to do performance to regale him with the story of the combat with the goblins.
One where you hit me.
Oh, yeah.
Roll your performance, Ben.
That is a 15.
Okay, great. Yeah, you tell a rousing story of defeating the goblins and the hobgoblin and their treachery, turning on you after you had a very civilized conversation with them. But that you ultimately defeated them and took their shit. And after you reprise this, Eggford says, yes! Kill them and take their shit! That is adventuring!
Works for me.
Not the most honorable thing in the world, but okay.
Well, they attacked you.
Kill them and take their shit actually is the Latin motto of the school, if I understand correctly.
That's right. Belloryn, I'm very impressed. We're well versed in our school's lore.
Well, we're trained to be adventurers, not heroes.
Okay, Ratha, you stumble into the conference room a few minutes later. So you all tell us, describe what you look like. Mary Katherine, what Ratha looks like.
I look pretty sick. Like, really don't want to be here. Hair's all jumbled up. Coat's like undone. I got like a thing of water that I'm like trying to chug because I'm like barely functioning. Like, what's going on? I'm like trying my best to look like as prestigious as possible in front of like who you know, in front of him and everything. I'm like,
Nice jammies, Ratha.
yeah, I got some pretty nice jammies being in the hospital. I'm glad y'all made it back okay.
Yeah, we're all alive.
Ratha just recovered from mummy rot. Sadly, your classmate Jim died. Such is the life of adventuring. Ha ha ha. Ratha, I believe that Aezsh asked you.
Oh, yeah. Ratha, you wouldn't happen to be able to cast guidance, would you? Do you have any kind of way of helping me with some strength-related tasks?
You gotta pick something up.
I do have to pick something up, and it's got to be me that picks it up, unfortunately.
Let's see. Yeah, you're gonna have to come here. I'm not gonna be able to come to you. Come here.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
I think I have enough energy to cast it. Come here.
Okay, thanks. And I walk over and like stand obligingly and waiting.
I like.
Oh, go ahead.
I was like, well, it's a touch spell, so I'm just gonna like just touch your hands. Be like, there you go. And cast guidance.
Awesome. And did Grikiki give me the point of inspiration? Is that okay? Awesome. Appreciate it, guys. All right, here goes nothing. And I take my hand with the ring on it, and I put my hand in Enid's hand, so she's holding the hand with the ring, and then I disappear into. I just down into the ring, and so she's just left holding it.
Okay.
All right, and inside there, I'm going to attempt to lift the thing and not break my back or crush my feet.
Okay. All right, give me a D20 with athletics with advantage, and eventually you will succeed. So
Yeah.
you're just going to see if you.
It's just to see how much I wear myself out.
Exactly. This is to see how much you wear yourself out.
All right, so let's see. I've got advantage, and I've got a D4 from guidance. Is that?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
guidance
D4.
is. Okay. So, and my athletics is a big ol' 0. That's 16 at the highest.
Okay, great. So you do not throw out you don't throw out a disc or cause a hernia, and about 2 minutes later you're able to like leverage the thing and just barely get it off the ground, and then finally be like and shift back into out of the ring.
So I come flying back. I like materialize back out of the ring, and just immediately go to set it on the floor. I'm trying not to like drop it and crack it.
So Enid was holding the ring in her hand.
Oh yeah, I just like materialize, poof, back out, like zooming back out of it. I'm not like standing in her hand, but I am standing in like the next space. I appear basically immediately next to her.
Okay, got it.
I basically appear in the nearest unoccupied space.
Okay, great. And then just like dump the rock on.
Yeah, I'm like, help, 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 help. And I'm like leaning forward, trying to hopefully maybe someone nearby can like help me like gently lower it to the floor.
I'm right there, so I'm gonna help, even though I'm not much of a help.
Yeah,
I'm just a
Grikiki reaches out and she's like, I don't understand what the problem is.
It's really heavy, you guys.
Settles onto the conference room desk. Eggfort stands up and peers at it and circles around and says, describe this monster again for me.
Bug-like and kind of wooden.
It had a lot of legs, and some of its legs didn't work. And it was better if you hit it or threw darts at it, and it made like doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo noises. And it heard us and was very fast and had green crackles, and it disappeared after it died.
But nobody saw it disappear.
Interesting. It sounds grossly like a creature called a Nyogi, which is a spacefaring spider creature. But the beeping sounds and the black appearance is not very typical of them. Perhaps it's a different subspecies. I'm not sure. That's very, very mysterious. Now let's have a look at this. Now, did you investigate this object at all? He stands up and is gesturing at the meteorite and starts poking it. What do you think it's composed of? Did you hit it?
No, we were a little afraid to. It kind of blasted me and Belloryn with some magic. It pretty well took Belloryn out, and it nearly took me out.
Ah, delightful! Explosive magic, defensive injuries.
Yeah, I don't know what caused it. It just suddenly happened. Did the creature have anything to do with it, guys? Did you see it do anything funny? I couldn't see the thing. I don't know if it did anything. I just know we were going to try and pick it up. Belloryn tried to pick it up, and I was about to try and pick it up, and it just, bam! I don't know what happened. Next thing I knew, Belloryn's on the floor, face down in the mud.
Is it magical? Has any of you cast Detect Magic on this song?
Oh, it is magic. I know it's magic. That's all I know. I don't know much else, but I know it's magic.
Well, it is of a technology level that I am not familiar with. It seems like fairly advanced technology. I do not know what this material is. He's like poking and prodding at the object and like running his hands around it. You see him starting to cast some divination spells. After a few
I
moments,
step back a little bit with my staff in front of me.
After a few moments, he kind of pauses and shrugs. Well, this is a mystery. I do not know what this object was created by or by whom. It is mysterious that there was a Nyogi-like creature associated with it. Clearly, it is a thing from the stars. So, if you wish to chase after this, obviously after graduation, you still have classes that you must take. If you wish to chase after this after graduation, there are many things that you could pursue to learn about this. Perhaps you've heard of the Library of Twilight, and Belloryn, you know about the Library of Twilight. It is the library on the Rock of Brawl that is run by and possessed by the Fae, basically, control this library. And there is an extremely powerful fairy spirit that is known to be an oracle that can tell you almost anything. You had a childhood friend who was distraught because their father was sick, and so they went to the Library of Twilight to consult with this creature to try to find a cure, and your friend Sam never came back.
Oh, the Library of Twilight. I know exactly where that is. It's not far from where I grew up.
Ah, Wonderful. Well, certainly that would be a resource to tell you more about this and the creature if you so chose. Of course, getting to the Rocker Ball can be a little bit challenging, but I have a resource for you. Again, should you choose to. There is a ship graveyard on the other side of the planetoid here. There was once a great space battle, and hulks of various spelljamming ships are still lodged in the desert there. Now, merchants have no use for them because they're too small, and they're basically warships. And the Navy has no use for them because they can just build their own better, faster, more powerful ships. So really, the only folks that go out to the graveyard is adventurers, such as yourselves. So if you wish to venture to the stars, obviously you can book your own passage, or after graduation, if you wish, I can give you directions to the Scandalar outpost where you might be able to procure your own ship and proceed from there. We shall see. Graduation is still a couple of months away. So I will hang on to the meteorite for now. You may have it whenever you like. You may go back to your rooms. Ratha will need to do a makeup assignment after graduation, and we will see you in class. Unless you have any questions for me, you are dismissed.
Thank you.
At least I got to see what you found. I just got to stumble out of the room.
Okay.
Feel better soon.
Grikiki's gonna run to catch up to Ratha. Do you need help with your assignment?
Yeah, I probably will. I don't really want to do it by myself.
All right. Well, I live here, so if you need help, just let me know, okay?
Yeah, sure thing.
Okay, so you guys go back to your dormitory rooms. Belloryn, you go, so all of you live on campus in the dorms. The exception is Belloryn. He's the only one who has enough money to live off campus. He has his own apartment. And he's also like 10 years older than you guys. Like you are often confused because you're like a bunch of teenagers and there's this like 20-year-old man in class with you, but nonetheless, you seem to get on with him well. He seems to like be on your same emotional level. Belloryn, you go back to your apartment, and as you do so, you see an envelope on your bed, and when you open it, it has the instructions that I previously emailed to you. So it's reasonably, it's the end of the day at this point, so everybody goes to sleep and then rests well, is energized from their trip, and then the next day, Belloryn, what, if anything, do you want to do with this note?
I want to gather my friends and bring them to the fountain.
All right, so you head back to campus. You just go knocking on everybody's dorm room. And what do you tell them?
Come with me. I've got something to show you.
All right. So Belloryn knocks on everybody's dorm room. Says, "Come with me. I have something to show you." Anybody not go with him or object or raise questions or anything along those lines?
It better be interesting.
Yeah, like what sort of thing, but I am following.
Terribly unspecific.
Is there potential for profit?
Only one way to find out.
All right. So Belloryn, you round up the entire senior year class, which is the 7 of you. And head out towards the fountain. So in the Eggford Adventuring Academy grounds, when you enter into the main gate of the academy, there's a front garden. That front garden is mostly grass and some flowers, some rose bushes. There's a path down the center. That path divides around a fountain and then goes up to the main gates of the Adventuring Academy. You guys have never really thought twice about this fountain, but this is where Belloryn takes you.
So,
Right, friends.
what is it?
Do any of you know what "do what you should do" could possibly mean?
Like to this
I think it
fountain?
means that
Do
if
what
there's
we should do
something
to
you
this
should
fountain?
do, you should do that thing.
Excellent, excellent. That's probably what we're going to need right now. So I go ahead and since they are my friends, I show them the letter.
Okay.
So
go
I
ahead.
brought you here, and there's something that we should do. And for the life of me, I don't know what it is. But we have been through worse than a fountain, so I figured it might start an adventure.
Where in the hells did this come from?
He shows you a letter. The letter says, "Congratulations, seniors. Bring the class to the fountain at the front of the school and do what you should do." So the fountain on examination has 3 tiers. The top tier has 2 robed figures that are holding out staves, one of which the water flows out of. The second level has 3 faces, and the water from the bowl above them goes through the eyes of those faces and down to the bottom basin and fills it. There's also some lettering etched around the second tier. And this lettering is, it's kind of a hodgepodge. It's not a single language. It's like one word is in one language and another word is in another language and another word is in another language. So there's a word in Elven, a word in Thieves' Cant, and a word in Abyssal.
I know Elvish and Abyssal.
Are they the same word by chance? Can you tell?
Are the Elvish and Abyssal words the same word?
Enid is not the same word. And then does anybody have Thieves' Cant?
A rogue, maybe?
I can figure it out if we need to. Does anyone?
No.
Do we need me to read this? I can try and read it. Anybody?
Sure. Sounds good to me.
Okay. And it's gonna take me a second. Just give me a minute. And let's see. I actually need to check. I don't know how long the cast time is on this. I think it's kind of a longer cast time.
As long as it's not a ritual, it should be a single action.
Okay, it can be a ritual, but it is an action. Okay. So I cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
But that does, wait, so this is on the second level. How hard is this to reach?
Not difficult.
Okay. I climb into the fountain and go touch it because I have to, for it to understand writing, I have to physically be touching it.
Oh, interesting. So you're like hiking up. Do you take your shoes off or anything? You just like plunge right into the water.
These are relatively water resistant as long as it's not going over the tops of my like almost knee-high boots, then I'm fine. If it's gonna go over the tops, then yeah, I'll take my boots off.
Okay, so Aezsh goes splashing into the fountain, casts a spell, and touches the lettering. Aezsh, you read the lettering is the Adventuring Academy Wishing Fountain.
Oh.
Yeah, and I relay that to the group.
Wishing
fountain.
fountain.
So we need to throw in a coin.
Yes.
Enid, did you?
Do there seem to be any coins in the bottom of here?
Sorry, what?
Did you throw a coin in, or are you just gonna say that?
Well, maybe we should all do it together? Or just one for the whole team?
What? Since I'm already in the fountain, do I look down at? If I look down, do I see any coins already sitting there?
There are, yes. There are a few copper, probably 20 or 30 copper pieces, a few silver pieces, and a couple of gold pieces.
All right. I am going to take a silver piece and make a wish and toss it in.
All righty.
I wished for grand, endless adventure.
No.
That's not what you should do.
Oh no.
All right. Ben, you can get an invite to join the breakout room.
Hi, so I'm definitely not the person that you wanted to be seeing right now, and that's because unfortunately we lost footage for the rest of this episode. But don't worry, I'm here to tell you everything that happened. So what we last saw was Belloryn throwing a coin into the wishing fountain, and apparently something was about to happen to him. And what happened was that he received a personalized vision straight into his mind. Now the rest of us saw just Belloryn kind of spacing out, seeing nothing. We didn't hear anything, we didn't see what he saw, we just saw Belloryn throw a coin in and then freeze for a few moments. After he came to, he told us that he received a vision and that the rest of us should probably do the same. And with very little convincing, we all eventually threw in our own coin and received our own personal vision for free. Well, I guess not for free, for a coin, into our own minds. Now, we did not share with each other what our visions specifically were, but from what we were able to talk about, we did manage to realize that some seemed to happen in the future, some maybe the past, and some in an indeterminate period of time. But we decided that we're not going to show you the visions either. We haven't shared them with each other, so they are secret to us alone. But if you keep watching, maybe secrets will be revealed, and you will see what visions everyone saw and how they impact the world. Now, unfortunately, there was more gameplay after the final vision was seen, and that also was lost when we lost the whole episode. But I'm here to summarize and tell you what you missed, so sorry about that. Technological problems. Hopefully it won't happen again. Hopefully this is a one-time thing and you never see me like this again. But, so here is what happened. After the final coin was tossed into the fountain and the final vision was seen, behind us, the sounds of concrete scraping against each other was heard, and we turned to see that the floor surrounding the fountain began to move and descend, forming a staircase that leads underground. And of course, being the ever wise and brave adventurers that we are, we decided to go down without another thought. So we start going down the stairs. Only halfway down the stairs, Enid hears a voice in her mind, and it's a soft voice, and the voice says, "Help me, Enid." And she turns, and she's kind of in a trance, and not really paying attention anymore to the world around her, kind of hyper-focusing on this voice. And she turns and follows it back up the stairs to the fountain. And in the fountain, she sees a woman. And this woman has a tiara of silver, a throne of shadows, just truly kind of a shadowy figure, but beautiful woman nonetheless. And she just says, "Help me, Enid." And so Enid takes a step forward, almost hypnotized. And then the woman reaches out, grabs Enid's forearms and yanks her forward, trying to pull her under the water of the fountain. Now, what the rest of the party saw as they were descending the staircase was Enid just freezing, eyes glazing over, kind of like in that trance-like state of the fountain's visions, and then she just turns and walks up the stairs without a word. They didn't hear the voice, they don't see anything, and when they follow Enid, they just see her standing there, transfixed by the fountain. They don't see the woman. And then all of a sudden, shadowy tendrils shoot out of the fountain, wrap around Enid, and try to yank her into the fountain. Immediately, Kida, Grikiki, and Aezsh grab Enid and try to pull her back and not let the shadowy tendrils pull her in. During this, Gyrfalcon pulls out one of his rapiers and attacks the shadowy tendrils, trying to disconnect her from whatever is trying to do whatever it is to her. and they are successful. They are able to rescue her, and as soon as the tendrils let go, Enid kind of snaps to and kind of realizes what happened. She remembers, of course, but she doesn't exactly tell them the vision of the woman, except for Aezsh. Of course, she told Aezsh. After that, now that there's no apparent signs of danger or evil, they descend the stairs again and find themselves in a circular room that's actually quite comfortable. Nice lighting, nice chairs, there's books, there's like video files, there's snacks and drinks, all the like, and a little hologram pops up and tells them that this is the senior lounge, and upon completion of their senior project they have unlocked access to the lounge, and anytime they want they can come in here, hang out, talk, chat, do whatever they want, and they can watch the video files of previous senior projects being completed and watch the adventures and talk. So they got a cool room that they can hang out with until whenever they want, I guess. I think it's for life. So there you go. That's where we ended the session. See you next time.